President Obama spoke at the United Nations summit with a stern warning to terrorists.
There's going to be no reasoning, no negotiation with this brand of evil. The only language understood by killers like this is the language of force.
Shortly after the president spoke, new reports say an ISIS-linked group killed a hostage in retaliation for France's participation in the strikes. The president says this campaign could take years, and it could wring our entire defense budget dry. Joining me now, Fox Business's own Kelly Gasparino. We have James Freeman from the Wall Street Journal, and Rob Basso is founder of Advantage Payroll Services. Thanks to all three of you for joining us. The show's money, so I want to talk about that for a second. Some defense experts are saying that this could cost $15 to $20 billion airstrikes alone. James, what do you think?
Well, I think it's going to probably cost a lot more, because I think the president's going to find over time, if you want to destroy ISIS, you probably have to put those boots on the ground, which I know he doesn't want to do.
Unfortunately, we are in a war on terror. It's an extended war, and no matter how many...
And it's expensive.
And it's expensive, and no matter how many euphemisms the president wants to use, this is war, and wars cost... World War II cost a lot of money. We borrowed for that, but it was worth it. And I think any sane person knows that to get rid of terrorism, global terrorism, or at least keep it under control. I mean, there is a point here where you're not going to change the world overnight, or you may never change it, but we have to protect ourselves.
Right.
This is money well spent.
Go ahead, Rob.
We're spending close to $7.5 million a day. To me, that's a low estimate of what it's going to be on a normal basis. We need logistical support. We need military support. We need financial support. And if we don't get the buy-in from the other European nations, I mean, Cameron himself said, "Oh, I'll help arm the Kurds." He hasn't jumped in and said he's really behind us the way I would like him to say so.
Yeah.
And this is about money, and this just shows you how horrible the Obama economy has been and where it puts us in a bind. I mean, we should not be talking about money here with this. This economy should be growing faster. We should have the money to pay for this. But unfortunately, because President Obama has been attacking businesses, threatening to raise the taxes, like this ridiculous corporate tax inversion stuff that he's doing, preventing companies from going overseas, which actually, you guys had a great editorial. It prevents them from repatriating the money here.
Right.
And if we had a decent economy,
tax, we're one of the only economies in the world that does that.
But if we had a decent economy, the money would not be an issue right now.
Okay. So it is the second largest IPO of the year. Citizens Financial shares gaining steam after debuting on the New York Stock Exchange. It's no Alibaba, but still another, enormous IPO. It feels very much like a top to me.
Well, I will say this. Katie Roof from Fox Business, to tell people should go and look at this story, wrote about how ridiculous it is for investors, most investors, to go in and try to buy these things, particularly when they start trading. Vast majority of investors...
They're still doing it.
They're still, and it's stupid, because you either lose money or you don't gain as much money as you do just keeping it in an S&P 500 fund. The bottom line is most average investors, nearly all of them, 90%, don't get the IPO price. They can get it in the secondary market when it begins trading. And that's where you're considered the dumb money.
Yeah.
I mean, Alibaba, if you bought Alibaba the first day between 92 and 100, you're not making money right now.
You said this right off the bat. It's not an Alibaba. It's not. I mean, they're breaking away from RBS. They were $70 billion bailout. I mean, realistically, I don't think the market's overly excited about it. Even though it's a large IPO, I'm actually a founder in a bank, and we've got 10 branches, and we struggled through the recession to keep barely profitable. I just think people aren't excited about this. Do we need another big bank?
Well, I think if you're wondering about why is it why did it not get the price they wanted? Why is it traded about book value? I would say it's a judgment on the future of the U.S. economy. People are not that optimistic.
Back off my big goal. PepsiCo and Coca-Cola are vowing to cut the number of calories Americans drink each year by promoting smaller sizes and pushing healthier options. Unfortunately, for their little initiative, soda sales are already slumping. I mean, they say they're going to help Americans be healthier by selling smaller cans. I think that's just smart marketing. I mean, they're selling less product. They're not going to charge that much less for it. They're recognizing the trend that's going on around them.
Wasn't Mike Bloomberg behind some of this?
I have no doubt. James, what do you think?
Well, look, I hope they don't destroy soda the way they destroyed soup, took all the salt out of it. Then we learned that salt wasn't really all that bad for you. If this is basically just doing what consumers want, then and it's PR, great. But
I think they're recognizing the fact. I mean, look, we don't have soda in my house. My kids do not drink soda. I never introduced it to them. They drink water.
Okay,
I mean,
but
this idea of caloric beverages, I think, is really
But
out of fashion.
On the other hand, when you look at the people on the lower socioeconomical scale, they did get almost 30% of their calories potentially from sugary foods. So it's not.
But soda?
Yeah, soda
I mean,
is a big part of it. Yeah, beverages. They get a huge amount from beverages.
Sales are slumping. Then why are sales slumping so much? If people are buying them, why are sales slumping? I mean, I think they're gearing themselves to flavored water.
There are quote unquote healthier alternatives now, right?
And I think that's what people are drinking, and they're responding to that. They're saying we're owning the trend that's already exists.
When I was a kid, you know, the best thing was Sunday dinner was spaghetti, meatballs, and Coca-Cola, right? To me, it was like it was heaven. I don't touch this stuff.
These companies are not being
I don't think my 7-year-old has ever tried soda.
These companies are not being altruistic. They're looking at their own stock price. They're saying this is where the market is going. This is the trend, and we're just going to follow it. They're not leading any charge.
No, they're not leading any charge. That's the point. All right, Sir Richard Branson thinks you've earned a vacation. The Virgin Group founder is letting his employees take as much vacation as they want.
We got to get this guy in here.
No questions asked. I saw him in the other day on Cavuto's show. But it's as much vacation as you want.
I think Bill Shine should bring him as his number 2.
Right. I mean, this is insane to me. As much vacation as you want? I mean, this is like the companies that give away the free soda or the free food. You got to put a limit. Like, there's a value. There's a monetary value on vacation. You can't say.
I mean, there's got to be like a catch here, you know.
I don't think there is. So he says I have a friend whose company has the same thing. They've apparently experienced a market upward spike in everything. Morale, creativity, productivity have all gone through the roof.
Listen,
this is
only
BS. There's no way that's true. There's no way that's true.
Only 1% of companies worldwide are actually doing this. Maybe if you're a big, huge company like Branson's Holdings, you can actually afford to do this. But every middle American company that has 50, 60 people,
you're going to have that guy who never shows up for work. We all know who it is in our office. We all know who it is. We're going to have, you're going to have that one guy who doesn't show up.
You'll no longer have a pretext to fire that person. So if you're
right. That's right.
If you're going to do this, what you have to have is a very rigorous set of targets that the person has to meet, and maybe that's good for everyone.
I've seen places, and when I worked at the Wall Street Journal, for example, none of us actually really took vacation.
No, that's part of the point, is that people don't use their vacation time as it is. So there is that. But the idea that you're going to give it unlimited, you're always going to have that one joker that you're forced to pay who never shows up for work.
Why can't you fire him if he's
because you have unlimited vacation.
No. But if he's a lousy employee, you could still fire him.
Yeah, but you can't fire him because he's taking off.
No, but if he's allowed.
How would you know if he's a lousy employee? He's never going to show up again. Yeah, you have to.
Now let's give him some credit. Okay. What he's saying is that it makes them better employees, and if they're not, he can fire them.
All right. Poor California lost Tesla's $5 billion gigafactory to Nevada, but it is not giving up without a fight. The state's Congress wrote a letter to Elon Musk begging him to build another factory in California. Fat chance.
You know, California is trying to prove that they're dumber than Nevada. The amount of money.
What was dumb about what Nevada did?
Nevada gave Tesla $1.3 billion in tax breaks on the theory.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Tesla was going to almost double the size of Nevada's economy.
I'm going to stop you right there. They gave them tax breaks. They are stealing less of Tesla's shareholders' hard-earned money. They're resting it. They're not giving them anything. They're taxing them at a lower rate, which is what all governments should be doing anyway.
California.
No, this is no. This is the Obama program. We're going to define certain green companies that should not pay tax.
Whatever, they should all be taxed. So tax them all at a lower rate. They're stealing less of Elon's money. They should be stealing less of everyone's money.
They're fighting over 6,500 jobs.
Charlie, you disagree with me?
I will say no. This targeted tax cut nonsense is ridiculous.
Government, so good. Don't make it targeted. Give everybody a tax cut.
That's another step. But California's not listening to you. They're listening to President Obama, where they pick the winners and losers. I will say this. I would love to see Elon Musk being really pushed on what his stock price might be if he didn't get any subsidies. What would his stock price?
But guys, we're fighting over. Listen,
that's totally beside the point.
There's no business.
We're fighting over 6,500 jobs. That's what they're fighting over. The fact that it might be a targeted benefit, you know.
We got to go.